everyone, welcome to Salt Street Games. Welcome to Against the Stars, our Burn Bryte campaign, co-produced with Roll20. Super excited to be back here in space, gays in space, dealing with awkward family stuff, because you can't run away from your family troubles even in space. Love that for our characters. Before we get started, we're going to run through some channel stuff real quick. Also, hi invert, boo invert.
Boo! Oh, we get to do it. Okay.
We get to finally do this.
Okay, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, go, and then we all boo invert. 1, 2, 3, boo invert.
Sorry. Hello.
We did it.
We did it. We are part of Team Emporium. Invert is one of our wonderful team leads there, and yes, we finally get to do this as part of our as part of being part of Emporium is being our beloved team lead. Love this for us. All right, let's get to the actual official business. First off, want to give a shout out to the wonderful Roll20. They are our virtual tabletop of choice. They're also the co-producer for the show. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. Quite literally, Roll20 produces and publishes Burn Bryte. So we're super excited to be partnering with them and to be able to put on the show for y'all with them. Because we're partnering up with Roll20 for Against the Stars, we're also, instead of taking donations directly to the stream, we are part of the Tiltify fundraiser that Roll20 runs for Code 2040. If you don't know what Code 2040 is, it's a nonprofit that equips Black and Latinx technologists and their allies with the tools, connection, and care that they need to advocate for and achieve racial equity in the industry. Basically, all of the money that is donated during this stream goes directly to that. You can check that out with !code 2040. At every $50 that is donated, we get to add a complication to the story, which I promise is always super fun. At every $100, we get to give away a Burn Bryte starter pack.
Fun for whom?
Fun for all of us. Burn Bryte starter pack, which has everything that you need to play Burn Bryte. So it includes, all of the rules. It includes a starter adventure if you just want to dive right in. Pre-gens has, map tiles. So if you see in the maps on this stream, those are all made through those. And they're super great. So you can check that out. And I did promise that if we hit our fundraising goal, I will speak in a terrible Russian accent for the Alvins in this game, because this is how
we established it at the beginning. As soon as I opened my mouth,
as soon as Lord opened her mouth and had the Russian accent, I realized that I was going to be in trouble. So once we get to a funding goal, I will retroactively add a bad Russian accent to all of the Alvin and Marthong people. Yes. I have made that promise on the internet. It's out there. We'll do that. So, but if you can't donate or anything like that, please instead go check out our Going Live tweet and retweet that. It shares the show. It gets more eyes on it. And also at every 15 retweets of our Going Live tweet, we have a social goal where basically if we hit that, we get to unlock the weekly faction poll, which allows you, the audience and our followers on Twitter, to help decide what goes on behind the scenes. Because there's a lot of factions out there, and they're all still working at stuff, even when the spotlight's not on them. So we get to decide about that. There's a bunch of different ways to support the channel as well. You can check that out down below with our affiliates and all that good stuff. And lastly, here at Salt Street Games, we use safety tools, lines, veils, X and O cards, and content warnings. So, because we believe that no matter what's happening to the characters, no matter how awkward their family dinners are, we want to make sure that the players are enjoying themselves and having fun. I do want to say, even as we are doing our game in space here, there's a lot of things going out in the world right now. We've got lots of talks about stopping Asian hate and violence against Asian people. And we also have Trans Day of Visibility today. So here we believe that everyone deserves rights. Trans rights are rights. All people of color should be allowed to exist and thrive against white supremacy. and our racist societies, and we support everyone who is involved that way. So please, if you can, stand in solidarity with our trans siblings and with our Asian siblings and our Black siblings and all other marginalized groups as we do here on the channel. Okay, that's all the serious stuff and me talking a lot. So let's go on and say hello to all of our wonderful people. Tell us who they are, who they're playing, all that good stuff. Let's go over to Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the salty half of this channel. Today I am playing Valla Salabralta, who is an Olron who speaks with a Russian accent like she's Chekhov from Star Trek. Any Star Trek, actually, that Chekhov is in. And she has a dad who is also made of crystal like she is, but has emotional problems. Unlike her, she's completely well-adjusted, so...
Yes, definitely not emotionally stunted at all.
Nope, I've got not a girlfriend.
I mean, you've got that going for you at least.
I mean, I guess he has a wife. Whatever. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Right.
Let's be clear.
That's the message here.
I'm winning.
Obviously. Okay, let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, they. You can find me at go_JG in most places online. And today and every Tuesday, Wednesday, I know what day of the week it is. Time is irrelevant. I get to be your resident glean nerdy scientist, Wallahlah Oodles Neesalast Lemo. Totally not a mouthful. Covered in feathers, looking wonderful, trying to behave with their friends and go out in public and not embarrass anyone while very concerned about the star map we found. When are we gonna get back to doing science, y'all? I know y'all want to do socializing and like science.
Assassinations. Fine.
No biggie.
It's fine.
It's totally fine. All right, let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam. I use they, them, and she, her pronouns. And you can find me at @SamOnDamiel on Twitter. And today I bring you Vandil, the cat person with snake eyes in a three-piece suit, who is now looking at their semi-formal three-piece suit to put that on because they're going to meet their girlfriend's parents. That's no big. Also, their own mom asked them to get something from a guy. That's no big deal. We could get a thing from a guy. And now has asked them to kill that guy after getting the thing. So that's unexpected. Not really unexpected. Vandal is from like Space Mafia planet.
It's not even a planet, really. It's like Space Mafia.
It's a moon.
Yeah.
No moon.
Space Mafia Vegas.
I was gonna
Yes.
say Space Mafia cruise ship tour.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also that.
Yes. Listen, mom's pretty fly, but now is asking for murder.
Now I'm asking for murder. It's cool. It's fine.
Of a terrible person, so it's still pretty fly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out.
Okay, let's go over to B. Hello, B.
Hello, hello. It is I, your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. My pronouns are they, them, and I am joining you as the captain of this crew. In all of my wallaby gloriousness, I am made up of 100,000 bugs in the shape of a wallaby, and we have had a lot of thoughts lately. We are starting to question our morals, and we didn't even realize we had morals until recently. So, with all of these new thoughts that 100,000 of us must consider, we might be a little pensive during dinner, but we brought a fancy fanny pack full of metal shavings, so we are well equipped for this dinner party.
Wonderful. And I'm Kienna. My pronoun is she and they. I am the suite of this channel, and I'm also the GM for this campaign. I play everyone else who isn't the player characters, and also potentially the Olaxis Galaxy itself. Yeah, we'll see. Before we go fully in, let's do a quick recap as to what happened last time. So, the crew, with their rescued people from the Daylight cult, preventing them from being sacrificed to the burn, which is great and fun, headed over to Marsong. One, to help place these rescued people in somewhere safe, and two, also was requested by Vandil's mom to go make contact with somebody. That somebody turning out to be Narmaz, how best say it, shady at best,
Shithead.
shady at best,
Thought you were gonna
businessman.
say shady ass.
Shady
acceptable.
AF.
Yes. Businessman, one who also happens to have a base on Marthon because his business partner happened to be Valla's dad. This is definitely not
Business.
complicated already.
Business.
Having to go through the complicated and bureaucratic process of entering into Marthon, a very well-off but very isolationist planet, they managed to make touchdown. Upon which, Vandil also shared some information from one of the other people that they rescued, a scientist who had fled from the Order of Heroes. And it was shared amongst the group that the Order of Heroes is perhaps not as heroic as the name intends.
Hey.
That Felma, the Order of Heroes, the former Order of Heroes scientist, had fled after realizing that not all of the heroes that sacrifice themselves to the burn did it voluntarily. And sometimes we're just recruited and then yeeted into the burn, which is great. That's fine. As the boarding process completed and everyone got onto the planet proper, Zev'xo and Narmaz had a little bit of a conversation. Zev'xo being able to have a one-on-one with their childhood hero, and in that conversation, Narmaz, how do you say, advised Zev'xo that perhaps they would be better off without the rest of the crew, and to not get so caught up in trying to be a hero, and it's better off to just worry about money instead. This led to a very interesting moral conversation about what it meant to be a hero, which, definitely isn't, and what it means to be good, which, it definitely is not the moral center of this entire campaign that Kienna has created way back last year. It's definitely not the reason why she made this in the first place. No biggie. During all of this, after the conversation, and after meeting Valla's dad for the first time in a very awkward, short, tense exchange, two messages were received, one to Valla and one to Vandil. Valla received a request to have dinner with her and the rest of the crew and her parents at their usual spot, to which Valla agreed. Vandil, on the other hand, received a request saying that as soon as they received the documents that Narmaz was supposed to give them to pass on to their mom, they were to take care of them. So, that's where we left off. I think we can skip forward a little bit in time. Lauren,
What?
what is the usual spot for Valla's family dinners? This is a metropolis area. This is A very advanced area.
And we are very
what type of-
wealthy.
You are your mom is an officer in the
Yes.
Ulwan military, in the Marathon military, and your dad is an essential overguild boss. Needless to say, your family has been fairly well off.
Yes. Good. Doesn't say anything about her. I think it's somewhere high up, right? I think it's like they rent out like the whole top. Like it would be like the Space Needle, right? But it's much taller and it's made of crystal.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, and we just get the whole top floor.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a flaunt there.
Yes. Yes.
And okay, cool. So, all of you have been escorted by Narmaz, being the only one of you who has current official papers. Valla does have papers, and records for citizenship, but they are a little bit out of date after she had left, in perhaps less ceremonious circumstances. Everyone else is currently in the process of being registered on Marathon, but until then, they must stick with at least one or two natives to Marathon to ensure that they are not arrested for trespassing.
We're definitely getting arrested before we leave. It's just like one of those things you have to do. You know, when you like visit a place, it's like on the list.
You have to get arrested. You have to go check out what the prisons are like here.
Oh, yeah, for
Excuse
sure.
me, Vandil has never been arrested and is looking to not ever get arrested. Vandil just lies!
Vandil just lies.
Huh.
You know what? Not incorrect. So Narmaz has been your guide, and he had mentioned that he's able to go with you all to the office to get the documents for Vandil's mom. So I guess it depends. Would you like to do that first, or would you like to do dinner first? I feel like dinner first makes more sense here.
Dinner, let's do it.
Yeah.
Totally ready.
Kienna, do you have dinner party music ready for us?
Oh God, do I not?
I guess you need to stop the stream and find some. So.
Wait, actually, I probably have something to pull
the
up.
music we're all thinking of?
Where? Well, no, it's not. It's not the. It's this one. Yeah.
Ooh, classy vibes.
Makes sense. So you all hop onto the maglev here with very complex public transport system here. Marathon has banned most usage of ships unless it's coming into the port areas very specifically to control air traffic and to prioritize security here, which means most people use the maglevs. Most of the people that you see as you're traveling through her are Ulrans. There are a few, other species that you see. You spot a couple of driftlings, spot a couple of Kithics, but generally speaking, this is a very heavily Ulran planet, and all of you definitely get some subtle, some less than subtle looks on your route in and out of here. But sometime in the midst of all of this, Narmaz had acquired a jacket, one of the Central Overguild uniforms, and had put it on for a little bit more of a authority, legitimacy. I mean, he is part of the Central Overguild. That is a thing he's part of. And eventually, yes, you get to what is the equivalent of the Space Needle, very what a CN Tower for us Torontonians and Canadians here, and it leads right to the base of it, and you're all kind of shuffled onto this completely glass elevator and brought up, which you don't realize how high this building is until you're in a glass elevator and you just keep on going and going and going and going up. But eventually, you make it to the top and open up. And yes, it's very, very classy place. You definitely see, like, basically the walls are almost entirely crystal. So you have a view of Marsong from up here and above. One of the only places that you can get as high up of a view here in this area of the planet, at least. And as you're brought in, there's a couple of waiters and stuff that immediately move out of the way, seeing as Valla and Narma seem to know where they're going. Yeah.
And
Yes.
then Narmaz leaves.
Or Narmaz slips on a banana peel, and one of the waiters drops a knife at the same time. Only hope.
We're so bad.
I have questions about killing Ronan.
It's not easy. Got a
What
lot
percentage?
to
Yeah, there's
kill. We can talk about this.
We'll talk about it later.
Over dinner.
Over
maybe.
dinner. This is good.
Yeah, wonderful.
Good dinner conversation.
Kill Ronan.
Yes, well.
It's just out of curiosity.
that's a good question. Does Narmaz leave?
He better leave.
Was he also invited to this?
There's
Like, how tight are they?
Swear to God.
How tight are they? You know what? He will excuse himself.
Yeah, I will.
So like, I'm gonna head over to the office and gather up everything that y'all need. But I'm just and kind of like taps at, I think taps on yours, Zev'xo, your communicator. I'm just a click away. And he will do a little bit of that like flourish of a bow before he heads out and back down the elevator.
Well, where are we heading for this dinner party?
Oh, we have the whole floor.
Oh. And like a little embarrassed now, Zev'xo's gonna look around like, we believe we are underdressed.
There are several cloth-covered tables, most of them round, as if to accommodate larger groups. There's a couple of like very, you know how you have like the seat of the house where it's just like right at that perfect like place right next to where you would have the sun setting, like and stuff like that. And that's where you see the only other customers here, which would be Valla's dad, who, as we've described before, looks pretty similar to Valla, the same crystalline people. He's a little more purple and blue, I remember, in terms of coloration, and he has this crystalline beard rather than the and slicked back hair,
Right.
as much as one has hair as an Alran. And he will stand up upon seeing all of you.
Like to quickly grab like a napkin from a different table and like fold it nicely, so like half of us or some of us are gonna hold on to the napkin, so it looks like we have like a nice little
Pocket square?
yeah
Yes.
a pocket square.
Isn't it great if your body could just like hold on to things and
You're
just like
so great.
It's a nice power to have.
be great. Yeah, so you walk over, and there's a circle of empty seats. Valla, your mom's not here.
Aww. Now I'm sad. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't care. Yep.
So we'll look from Valla to the Papa Valla. What is the custom in this situation? We're gonna ask Valla.
He has stood, and now we will wait for him to sit so we can sit.
Oh, okay.
This could take a while.
Oh, okay.
I guess we. Vandil is patiently waiting to be like introduced.
He must talk first.
So like,
Yes.
what's what's on the table? Like, it's just like laid out like real
I think
fancy.
it's just like fancy restaurants. Like you have like the plates set out and like the several sets of cutlery. Like you have like your separate forks and spoons and knives and stuff. Definitely like a folded napkin on the plate as well, with the assumption that you'll put it on your lap if you have one.
Laps.
What is that?
I hardly know her.
Okay. Yeah. I think
If we're
Great.
standing too long, Wallahllah's gonna start fiddling with the stuff on the table. Like they'll continue to like stand like all you other folks here. Like I think they're kind of like half perched over the back of the top of their seat. You know what I mean? They're kind
Yeah.
of like held onto that a little bit. And then if it's too quiet for too long, you just hear like tink, 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 as they like some of their tentacles just reach forward and they start just like poking at all the like fancy cutlery and stuff. Like,
I think it's going on so long that Valla's pretty sure it's a test at this point to see like if she still like respects protocol.
yeah. This is exactly what's going on.
I can stand here all day.
So after it's probably only a minute, but it feels like forever. Dropo Celebelta finally goes, I hope your travels were smooth enough.
Yes, it's always easygoing in the heart worlds, Father. Thank you for asking.
And now he sits down.
Okay, we can sit now.
Oh, fine.
I need to know what is the sitting
Yes.
order around the circular table. This is for me and like what is this gonna
Yeah.
look like?
Vandal's gonna wait for Valla to like choose a seat first.
Yeah. I'm going to sit, so I'm gonna sit not right by my dad,
Okay.
so that somebody has to sit next to him besides.
I mean, two
That's
people
not
are gonna
me.
sit next to him.
Yes, but this is part of my plan. I want someone between us when the barbs start flying.
So do you want to sit across from him?
Yes.
Okay. So there's two seats on one side and one on the other.
I think Vandal takes the one,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Zev'xo will sit next to Dropo.
Okay.
Nice.
Wallahlah sits. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. I've got this now. Wallahllah's just like, I'm gonna just be here in the middle and play with my cutlery.
It's a party.
Yeah.
need cutlery when you eat plankton.
Yeah, you can tell that this planet is designed for all runs, and almost everywhere else we've been, there has been levels of accessibility and designing for multiple species. Not so much the case here. And finally, Chopo just doesn't have to move his head much to look at you, Valla. Will you check the menu, or are you ordering your usual?
the usual is fine. What do Oran eat?
That's a good question. What do they eat?
And how do they eat it?
Well, they do have teeth. They do have teeth.
They do have teeth,
Important to know they have
which is
teeth.
why I assumed there was going to be some level of cutlery still involved.
Yes.
Uh,
Huh. What?
out of all of the species in this game, they're the most close to humanoid, and a lot of their behaviors and stuff.
I think they would eat hard foods. Like you're hard people.
They're hard
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I
I don't
imagine
know. What is a hard
it's
food?
pretty mineral rich, right?
Right.
That makes sense.
So I haven't come up with anything in my brain. What is hardy and mineral rich?
I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh no, it's like that episode of Parks and Rec where they take Ron to that really fancy bar and it's like the experiences are the food, right? There so I don't know, like sensory experiences.
Yeah,
I don't-
like the essence of
right, like
I'm just remembering that's the scene from
textures.
the scene from Always Be My Maybe, with at this super fancy restaurant, and like one of them is to eat this piece of meat while you're listening to like the sound of the forest and stuff like that. Like shit like that. Okay, cool. I love that, especially for this fancy ass restaurant.
Yeah. There's like
This
stuff
is-
that's like light, like different light and colors of light.
Like gastronomist and all that stuff. Like,
Yes. That's
This
what
sounds
it
like
is.
some mixology, like the real like mixology stuff where it's like, and then here we like flash froze smoke.
Yes, exactly.
Pro smoke. Yeah. Okay. Chat, if you want to give me some suggestions for within those guidelines using we'll go from there. This will be fun. Cool. So get the usual. I think the rest of you are looking over this menu, and it is vastly not what you would eat. For the majority of you, Vandil, you're like, this is. I guess I could eat this, but also, what?
Looking like, is anything here animal?
Is there anything in this?
The meats.
Is there anything in this? An animal. I think there's probably something.
It's probably like the sound of animals.
The sound of animals and
Yeah.
I love this. Sam love this so much. Having been to so
bird that
many
never
restaurants,
touched the ground. I love that super
Perfect.
at all. Thank you.
that's fantastic.
These are good.
Oh, cool. Love that for us.
This is like taking the experience of going to like a steakhouse as a vegetarian and just cranking it up to 11.
Yeah.
That all looks very neat, but I'm just gonna sit here and eat my metal shavings, you know?
Yep.
Good thing I ate before I came.
The light that has shined on a steak. That's
Nice.
oh goodness, I love these. Yeah. So we'll just skip over the painstaking selection choice, and I think Dropo, like when she realizes that like you're having trouble deciding, he puts out his hand, and he will order for the table.
Class and also presumption.
Love that for us. Yeah. So the waiters very quickly kind of like duck their heads and we'll quickly collect the menus and bustle off.
Oh, we have observed that you have a lovely dining space. What may we call you again? In our head, we've called you Papa Valla, but we do not presume that is a proper title.
Vala's cheeks start to glow.
Now my brain needs to know military stuff, and that's having a struggle right now.
You make it up, I won't know any better.
He tilts his head as if like having to remember that like this is not a usual thing. Vert.
Are you looking up?
Yes.
military rankings?
Don't. I did not. I know this planet is incredibly army related, and my brain just decided, we don't need to know these things.
Google is my best friend as a GM. So
yes,
truly.
that's what we're doing here. Military ranks. Hello.
The last thing I looked up was department stores in 1920 Shanghai. So.
Oh heck.
Okay, cool. There we go. My brain just like, eh.
Yes.
You may call me Sergeant Celebrata.
Sergeant Celebrata, we are Zev'xo, the captain of the Wicked Wallaby. We have spent much time with Valla, and they are an excellent pilot. We have observed their ace piloting skills. We even have, they even possess a control to control our ship. It's really wonderful. You have trained them. You've trained her very well. Zev'xo's trying.
Trying very hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sincere as all fuck.
Yeah. I think being back here, Valla was like looking for some underhanded compliment in there, but it was all very sincere, so she's like, oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, we're normal.
We're normal.
We're normal.
Yes, as Vandil has said, we are all very normal.
Oh, okay.
No, I know, but it's so perfect.
Yeah. Okay. I think like Vandil is gonna make their introduction. You know.
Huh?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Just like Sergeant, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is why did I do this to myself? Arianze Amian Davi Azil Ciela Vandil Zaif. I met Valla a little while ago, and she is a pleasure to share a ship with, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
There's a brief look over at Wallahlah.
What's Wallahlah doing?
What's Wallahlah doing?
The water at the table, like I assume there's just like some very basic like water at the table, and it's unfortunately too clean. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
frozen
for
water
things
that's
to
melted in
scoop.
front of you. So
Yeah.
it was like an ice cube.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
just,
god.
It was just slowly melting.
I'm Wallahlah is like staring at it and then like looking for like going around if they can find any like specks on the table. They're like putting it in. Like they're collecting it. They're like adding it to their
Gotta
Yeah,
get
so-
that nutrition.
this water is too clean.
Jumbo looks at you and then passes over you to her, looking stuff into your slowly melting ice cube glass. Looks over at you, Valla, again.
Yes, we have been on many missions together. How long have we been together? Has it been like a year?
A year and a
two-
half?
Yeah,
Almost 2 years.
almost
okay.
2 years. For almost 2 years, we have traveled Olaxis, righting wrongs.
Mm-hmm. We have righted a lot of wrongs together as a crew. We have also collected a lot of things along the way. We are very proud of all of them.
And we have done many things and seen many places. We have flown very close to the burn. We saved a whole planet. Was that what it was?
Yes, I mean, we believe the planet was still destroyed by the burn, but we
Right.
saved everybody on the planet.
Yes.
Every single
Yes.
one.
Yes, and we just saved the people, of course, you met earlier. We saved them from the daylight cult. So, people can do good things even when they are not on Marthon. So, you don't have to be in the military to be moral. Who knew? And then she's like breaking apart the what was it? Flash frozen lightning.
The best appetizer.
Fresh frozen lightning, tinkles across the tongue.
I feel like Vandal is attempting to cut the flash frozen lightning with a fork and knife situation,
Yeah, it's not going so hot.
but quietly.
You just hear like the small clinks of the metal on the ceramic. Yeah. Well, it's good to hear that the principals haven't left you in your leave of absence.
Valla, you are on a leave of absence?
I think of it like an extensive sabbatical.
We understand that. We would not want to lose you on our crew. We have just decided that the lives of our crew are more than the value of Argent.
Yes, of course.
Gross.
Yes, of course, traditionally, sabbaticals are 1 year for every couple of years worked, and I have been gone 2 years. But since Mother never takes one, not even long enough to come to dinner, I thought I could extend mine a bit, so I did.
Your mother's is on a away mission right now. She said she wishes she could be here.
Might we inquire as to the nature of this mission? We are very curious about even what you do, Lieutenant Celebrata.
Sergeant.
Sergeant! Dear.
Well,
Valla and Vandal just Sergeant!
We apologize. We are unfamiliar with your forms of ranking.
And like the little noise that he makes is like as if he's saying it as I expected, but he doesn't say it. It's just that lovely passive aggressiveness that comes here.
Feel the disappointment from that one sound.
Yeah.
Go away.
Unfortunately, I cannot share such details about the matters of the Marthon military. But and he kind of pauses. Valla's mother is the captain, and often leads her own crew on missions for the Marthon.
Valla, we had no idea you had a captain in your family. That is brilliant.
Didn't come across ever.
No. In the year we have known you, you've never mentioned your family. We assumed you were much like us, where you had a queen, and then they perished, and now here we are.
But I can talk about my own work, I suppose.
Oh,
I
yes.
have met my business partner.
Yes.
We have been acquainted. They are much like we imagined. Maybe slightly less cool, but we believe we idolize them a little too much.
He can be a bit of a handful, but the benefits outweigh the risks with working with him. But and he kind of like straightens his jacket, and you see the essential overguild like emblem kind of shine a bit under the light here. I run the central overport here. We, as one can imagine, for a thriving military, one requires such supplies to ensure that everything keeps going. And while our manufacturing is mostly centered inwards, we do know when it's more beneficial to outsource. And such, I look after what comes in and out from this, from the Sunshell, ensures that in the military here is well supplied, and Narmaz deals with everything outside. If we ever need to go and ensure that our imports are correct.
For a very regulated planet, we are incredibly unfamiliar with all of these processes.
Well, from the looks of it, none of you really delve or deal with overguild business.
Oh, quite on the contrary. We have dealt with a lot of overguilds.
No,
Well-
the captain, is trying
right.
to say something else besides that. Right, Captain?
We are?
For example, my mother's company facilitates trade sometimes between overguilds.
That's all.
Yes, that is correct.
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna just like nervously start like munching on our metal shavings.
Showing up at a fancy party and bringing your own food is...
Very Zev'xo.
I think it's a little better than eating the plate, so
I mean,
We're
or the
winning.
cutlery.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry, they didn't provide us with the kind of food we eat, so
Right? We gotta make do.
it's rude on them. Joke's on them as I munch the dust on the table. Who looks like a fool now? You!
Of course, that is only an allowance made for Vandil. Otherwise, we would have nothing to do with overguilds.
Well, it'd be quite a feat to be able to go without even brushing up against any of the long extended hands of the overguilds.
Well, you know how Elrond here on Marthong are very careful about the people they interact with, well, we are very careful about the people we interact with too. So
One could say it's been, a case of being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, like all those times we found that overguild stuff.
And then left.
and then walked away from it. So
Zev'xo looks at Wallahlah like, what are we missing?
I don't know.
And I imagine because we're on each side of Dropo that we just have to like lean over Dropo.
We're like leaning like.
No, you guys are on the same side together.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, right,
Zev'xo,
Vandil, you took
Wallahlah, Valla, Vandil.
We put the
Perfect.
tinies together.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we can lean in towards each other.
Be like, what's happening?
Be like, Captain, I'm pretty sure we have done overguild stuff.
We absolutely have.
Okay.
Your memories are correct.
Okay, I thought maybe, I have been working with a lot of unusual materials lately, sometimes maybe I got it wrong.
That. I mean, we find plasma just in random space stations, so we have valid concern to be concerned. Yeah.
Vandil, I feel like Vandil and Valla are just like,
Vandil is rapidly trying to come up with like small talk to make, but everything seems to be very minefieldy.
It all comes back to guilds, overguilds. What the heck? Talk about the weather, overguilds.
no,
Talk about
I'm
the food,
gonna be
overguilds.
super passive aggressive. So, Father, what people in need have been rejected from being able to stay on Marthong lately?
Oh my god, damn.
Wow, you've been-
All right.
I think Vandil like just drops the fork and then picks it back up very quickly.
Ooh. Ooh. Valla, this is not the appropriate time nor place to be having these conversations.
You ask me, Marthong is not the appropriate place. Can't say time. Damn it.
Valla, how much of Marthong history do you remember from school?
All of it.
Then you must remember how many wars were waged over the precious amounts of color that existed here, and how if we did not take great precautions with which people came in here, Marthong would not exist anymore.
I'm pretty sure that people whose planets just got eaten up by the burn don't want to come here to steal your Kala. So.
Well, there's not much ways that we can... There are plenty of other places that they can go.
I feel like their sounds are like the grinding of like rock on rock,
When we control who comes in and out and what comes in and out, we are able to keep thriving here and keep providing for our people. And if we aren't able to provide for our people, then we aren't able to help others.
Oh yes, all the poor wealthy people that you help.
I think at this point a waiter comes and brings about what do they bring? They bring, sorry, I'm just looking through this. Oh yes, a gemstone, but light is being sent through it for like different various wavelengths of colors.
Oh my god, do they put it like in the middle of the table and each of us gets like a different, like it splits the light into like each of us gets a color?
And the thing is that it's absolutely awkward because it's like this waiter has to like excuse himself between like two of you and like set this up in the middle of the table. and it's just the person just kind of leaning over in the middle. It's very weird awkwardness.
Walla's trying to grab their color. They're like, I think mine's broken.
I think the waiter's like, oh no, you just let the color beam into you. Let it feel your vibes.
Huh.
Damn it, I'm a scientist, not a gourmand.
After which probably again, only a minute of setup, but feels like forever. And finally the waiter leaves again.
Good.
Wallahlah, how do you find your chartreuse?
I mean, actually, and I put like I think it looks really nice on me. I'm kind of considering, I think it goes quite nice with my gem. Let's stick my whole face. Stick my whole face on the plate. Just
Wait,
like my head is the dish.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
is the
putting
thing
your
now.
whole face is really just putting the majority of your body
Yeah,
onto it.
yeah. That's what
So
that
now
is.
Now your head's on the plate.
It's like this.
I think this is quite nice.
This is fun.
You wonder, could we garnish you? And Zev'xo's formal. They'd been doing their very best to put up a good facade, but now that Wallahllah's kind of broken it, they're just gonna if there's any salt or pepper, they'll grab some of their metal shavings and decorate the plate where Wallahlah is, and just shake some pepper on you. We believe this is wonderful.
I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna be like, no. No. No.
We understand you. We're tasting all of it. What else do we have around us?
Suddenly my color got a lot tastier when you did that.
Ooh.
I highly recommend this.
Oh goodness.
We're not very mature. We tried so hard for Valla.
I think Vandil's
Try.
soul is leaving their body. Just a little bit.
I feel like from our
Perfect.
perspective, we are participating correctly in
Yes.
Yeah.
giving no instruction.
You are doing
that's
your very
so
best.
valid.
And if anyone judges you, they are in the wrong. You have been given no instruction.
No instruction.
Oh heck! I think there's a moment with the salt shaker and Zev'xo has it it's just pouring out of the shaker at this point, and they're gonna look over at Dropo.
Remove the lid.
And they're gonna look over at Dropo. We are performing this food ritual, correct? Are we not? Oh, and it's empty. Okay.
Another, please.
I think he looks over at you again, Valla. I do not mean to bring up tense conversation points. I merely wish to have a meal and see my child again. Alongside the interesting group of people that she now pilots for.
Interesting as an insult in Elrond culture. I'm establishing it.
I
Cool.
think he's trying, though.
He's trying. It's not the most worst, terrible insult, but it's definitely.
No,
it's
what would the worst one be?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, sure.
Oh.
That one's a given.
Yeah. The
That
worst
one
sentence on the planet.
transcends any one
transcends
culture.
cultures.
Yeah.
Universe wide.
Truly.
Well, this was a good dinner, but I am very full.
Or you were only, haven't even had dessert yet.
I don't like dessert. It's a lie. She loves dessert.
I was gonna
Dessert's
say,
the
that's
best.
a big fucking lie.
Yes, it's a huge lie.
Valla, I haven't had the opportunity to have proper Olran desserts. Do you mind terribly?
Guess we can stay. That's fine.
Does Sergeant Zalbralda approve?
I want someone to make a roll here
Me.
to perceive his emotions.
Me. What do I have? Yes! Another Nova point it is! What's the difficulty?
Ooh. It would normally be a difficulty 3, but I'll bring it down to a 2 for you.
Pass.
Yeah, you know your dad.
Yeah.
There is a slight tilt of the head, in that kind of like surprise but hiding it way. But then there's like a very short nod, to which, Valla, that means quite a bit for this.
Oh, good. Good. Why don't you just adopt Vandil? What's dessert? What would dessert
All right,
be?
let's see what
Let's scroll back up.
Let's go back up and see what chat gave me.
Vermadel has been just dropping the best food suggestions.
Yes.
Ooh, I like the aroma of plants grown exclusively from moonlight.
I like that.
That's dessert.
It's very good.
That does sound incredibly good.
Yes.
Yeah, and it probably comes in like this tiny little, like one of those like bell dome, like
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's absolutely plated to look like a night sky or something. Yeah.
So glad we didn't skip it.
I'm Sam is sorry for making Valla have to stay another couple of minutes.
Sergeant, Dropo, and they're gonna like push themselves back into their chair, push away like all the salt and pepper shakers, like even like the grinder one that they've been kind of messing around with. Valla brought up a really good point earlier in this meal experience, and it got us thinking. You have stated that all of your interests reside in the planet and that you must take care of yourselves first, but is there not value of taking care of everybody when we're all gonna die by the burn anyways?
Yeah, what the captain said.
Yeah, especially now that we know it's actually like angry and stuff.
You don't know.
Yeah. There's
The internal screaming of Valla is beautiful.
I think
Honestly,
there's a
Wallahlah has made no sense thus far. You could easily pass off anything they say if you really want.
true.
Vandal's not gonna say anything here.
There's just
I'm gonna
a
go back to
tone.
eating my
Just-
my
Just
head on play.
waft a little bit more aroma of flower of plants grown
There,
exclusively
you know
in
when
the moonlight.
you know when you do this to like a crystal glass, that's the sound that Vala's making right now.
yeah.
It's like coming out of her ears.
Oh my god, that's perfect. Like you
Like-
are just ringing. Like
Vibrating.
I think Vandal's actually gonna just put like a hand on Vala's knee,
Yeah.
like a supportive hand.
Uh-huh.
that is amazing.
You can feel like that vibration.
Well, yes. How would you answer that, Father? like talking to a fucking Republican.
You know what?
Why don't you value human life, huh? I'm just asking a very basic question.
Get to the heart of our disagreement. Why?
Yeah.
It's
No,
not that
you
I
can't
hate
be.
alive.
You can't be a social liberal and a fiscal conservative. That doesn't exist. This doesn't work.
No. And in a planet that had heavy military presence, heavy border control,
Yeah.
extremely isolationist.
Yep.
Huh. I wonder what this allegory could be. Who knows?
I love a good mystery.
I'm so mysterious and subtle.
Gosh,
I could never imagine what this would
never
be.
imagine.
Possible.
Oh, God.
Seems to be going really well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does he just sigh?
Yeah, does he say anything to Valla?
I think of the sight and then that really fucking long pause.
Where we're all just staring at him like expectantly.
Yeah. The Marsan people have always dealt with crises our own way. And we do not take much. We do not give much weight to the feedback of those who do not understand our culture and our customs and the such.
Okay. Well.
Accept that. Very dismissive. Okay.
Okay. Well, dessert's over. Time to go. We have many things to do since if we don't have papers, we will probably be flung out into space. So we should go do that with your good pal Narmaz.
He looks over towards the door and Narmaz isn't here.
Ah,
Uh,
good.
Bad.
well, I
Bad.
suppose I will have to escort you then over to
Oh.
the offices.
Good. This will be a fun walk.
I really appreciate you taking the time.
Valla's dad, sir. Speaking of local crises, have you ever had to deal with, asteroid belts or pre-asteroid belts or post-asteroid belts or, anything of that nature? Is Valla, are you the only one that knows what I'm talking about, or did we end up showing you the? I'm trying to remember. Did we end up showing everyone the map?
I feel
I
like
can't remember.
the only reason we wouldn't have is because Valla was paranoid about Narmaz being on the
Yeah,
ship.
I think we were worried that Narmaz was there, but I think we mentioned it.
I
to
think
y'all.
you mentioned that you found
Yes.
a
Yeah.
cool map.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we also have Felma still on board, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much just vibing on board, hiding. Just,
and then Eva's vibing on board, hiding. You know.
Because it was that there is now an asteroid belt there that
Correct.
was not there before.
Correct.
Around Marthong or just outside of
Near
Marthong?
it.
just near Marthon. So actually, if we're on the
Marthon
map,
had been moved. Let me go. I'll
yeah,
go to the map.
Marthon,
Whee!
Marthon moved. So Marthon's here.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Marthon. And here's the Kappa Belt asteroid belt.
Here, enjoy this cool map, everyone.
Hey!
And basically, what you saw was that Marthon was actually pushed up closer to here,
Ah.
and the asteroid belt wasn't here. And there was actually something basically here, like where the asteroid belt is.
Ah.
Another
but it-
planet.
Okay. Yeah, do you ever, speaking of crises, do you ever have any issues with your local asteroid belt?
Well, it is a certain cause of security headache to, as it tends to attract many people who would also like to take the calamines here on Marsong. So I have not personally dealt with it, but there are many units whose job it is to generally patrol that area.
Oh, that's because it's like a good place for people to like hide in and then come and get the Kala?
There's that. There's also other resources on there. Again, don't know too much about it. I know there's some plasma wells there, and there's other items that unsavory company would like.
I mean, everyone likes plasma, and not even unsavory. It seems like that would be, kind of an everyone kind of thing. So, unless I'm completely mistaken and Marthog doesn't use plasma as their main source of energy. But, I don't know. Well, I suppose if you don't deal with it, then that's understandable. Thank you for your response. I understand you seem like more of a port authority.
Foot, mouth.
Tentacle.
No, with the Port
in
Authority
face.
pun.
Yeah. That was very good. I suppose that is one way of putting it. Right. Should. And he gets up. And we'll see if everyone else gets up too.
Yeah. Right away.
I'm gonna finish blemming up my plate, like make sure I get everything off the plate first, and then
This is the
And then-
most salt you've had in a very long time.
so I'm like hyper. I'm like jazzed.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
slide out of the chair and try to match Valla's pace.
I'll start floating away with you guys, and I'll come back and like get a little more, and then I'll come back.
One last lick.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So you are escorted by Dropo Salabalta back to the elevator, back down the very, 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 very long ride in the glass elevator.
I think Vandil tries to just make like really light conversation, like asking about in the mood of like, oh wow, this place is so cool and so fascinating and you're really so advanced, but like lightly,
So light. Yeah, you receive. I think you receive more words and answers than you had before, having established some level of respect with him.
That's all I wanted.
Some level of respect and approval. So you get more responses than you had before, as you get back, and the offices for the Central Overguild branch here in Marcel is not that far away. It is actually a pretty short walk, and you definitely see the emblem of the Central Overguild before you see the rest of the building, and it's a pretty sizable office building, basically, with the Central Overguild emblazoned across it. And even just approaching, there's several security guards at the front, which definitely give a short salute as Dropo walks through, escorting the rest of you. And as he approaches the elevator doors open. There's Nomad. Was wondering where y'all were. Dinner was running a little late.
Oh, we were having a smashing time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Smashing, I'm sure.
Yes, smashing.
And he grins. Look, got all the gathered all the stuff, but thought I'd show you in something more secure than a lobby and all that stuff. You know, don't know what ears are listening and all that good stuff.
Probably yours.
Right. And instead of like exiting out of the elevator, just like kind of steps back in and like pulls the open button for the rest of
Nightmare.
you.
Oh, we will follow.
Yeah. And you get inside. Again, most of the buildings here are crystal and steel. There's actually a very like basically almost everything is highly visible. Like, and that's part of the culture and security here is that there's almost no walls. Like you can see through almost every wall. There's very little privacy. So it'd be very easy to spot, you know, somebody if they didn't belong, or what people were doing, even without cameras. And as you get through, this definitely reveals itself to be a fuck ton of weaponry. There is a lot of arsenal as soon as the elevator doors open and you can see into the main floor, assumably for Narmaz's operations. There are a bunch of crates as well, many of which have the Sunshawl overguild across the wooden plates as well. As he just kind of walks pretty with a strut to an office. And Narmaz looks over to Dropo. Listen, I've got one of those external things. Actually, I've heard that that Aria up on the second floor needed something. So could you actually cover that? It's something about the paperwork of over with the Cosmo deal. And Dropo gives a little bit of a sigh and says, very well. Let me know when you all are finished here then.
Oh, indeed. We will.
And he will head off
Captain.
as
Captain.
Narmaz just does a wave.
Captain. Captain.
Yes. Yes.
Could I talk to you for a moment over here?
We will follow.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like in the corner of the
Yes.
office.
Yes. I have my back turned to Narmaz. Distract him, you two. Not that I say that, but just do it. Just read my mind.
Vandil would know. Wallahlah.
I don't have my mind reading orb on me right now, and Vandil
so
says
true.
I'm not allowed to
Kind of
use
gave it away.
Captain.
Yeah.
Captain.
It's gone forever.
Yeah, Vandal would just make light conversation with Narmaz and just.
Send a bug on my father.
Oh, we can do that. I need a name. Sam, what was your first cat's name?
I haven't had a cat, but I was going to name a cat Nebuchadnezzar if I ever had a cat.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, we said Nebuchadnezzar. They're basically a little ship. They just go.
Okay, cool. So bugging Dropo's all about a no biggie. All right.
We trust our crew. We do not question anything. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar is on it. They are very good, very stealthy, like a ship.
Yeah. As soon as Dropo gets into the elevator with Nebuchadnezzar, and the elevator doors close, you immediately see a shift in Narmaz's attitude as he just he goes again default legs up onto the table, like he's leaning against his office table and he's just
Guy.
the leg up on it and he's just right now that we've got the stuffy authority figure out of the way.
Are we forging some papers, Narmaz?
Sergeant Salabralta absolutely seems like the kind to be a stickler for the rules.
Correct, and
Must be hard work for you.
I mean, the way with playing with rules is you gotta know them real well, and then you gotta find the little loopholes. Anyways, papers, right? And he goes to his desk and he pulls out a folio. Says, "This is for your mom." Are you not gonna look at it at all?
Actually, I will look at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look like I know what I'm supposed to be getting. Right?
Okay.
And I'm just trying to double check. Though I have no idea what I'm supposed to be getting. So.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. I think for anyone who wants to look at this information, I would like a roll here because it's fairly dense and it's in there's a lot of financial papers in here. There's a lot of cramped handwritten notes. And if you're just doing a quote unquote casual skim right now, I would like a roll just to see how much information you're gonna grab.
Could I convince you that this is part of the skill of deceiving people?
Oh.
Being able to quickly glance at something and pull out the important information so that you can tell a better lie.
That's a bit of a stretch. But I'll let you have it because you specifically called out that you're trying to look like you know what you're talking about here.
Yeah, buddy. Now, what's the complexity of this one?
Let's call this a complexity 3. If you fail, you'll still get information, but not to the same extent.
Okay.
Damn. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
I have
Yeah.
a D12 in lying to people.
You have a D12 to lying to people, and y'all don't talk to people very often.
So true.
Okay. So as you're skimming through, again, like I've said, there's a lot of financial papers in here, which are very dense and full of data. And there's also cramped handwritten notes and stuff. But as you look over the financial documents, you note that they aren't for the Sunshall, as it seems to be watermarked with the Wesh Overguild.
Yeah. That's
We
garbage.
do hate those guys.
And it seemed to be tracking rent prices on properties owned by the Wesh, and over time, and showing that over the last 6 months, these rent prices have increased exponentially.
Where?
Just over across the Olaxis. You actually do see one for Cyprit, that planet that you went on the very, very first season, where you met,
We caused all that trouble.
Where we saved
yeah.
everyone.
where you met Lamerick and all that stuff. Yeah.
Why would rent prices increase on a place that's about to be eaten by the burn?
Something
Not
for us
telling.
to think about later.
But yeah, you know that the Wesh again was, if every overguild had a specialty, Wesh's was in infrastructure. And it's pretty common knowledge that there's not much new building happening ever since the burn appeared, because people aren't really interested in building new places if they're gonna get destroyed. So their rent prices for their existing properties, at least this selection that in these paperwork, has increased by a ton. So there's that. You keep going through, and you see a map, a very detailed map of the Cababel asteroid belt.
Bad.
And there's been, you can see the small, like, the notes that have been handwritten on top of it, which seem to point out, circling, outskirts, not actual asteroids, but like around the outskirts, and having acronyms. There's one circle that's labeled WO. There's another that's labeled with D ? And then there's another that's circled and it's labeled PPC.
Okay.
And pointing to one of the asteroids, there's another note that says plasma well drained ? Unsure who.
Yay, lovely. Okay.
Okay.
So there's that. Wallahlah, as you're just hanging out here.
Well, I was gonna propose that I would also look at the papers, as I've been incredibly bored, and that's information, and that's kind of my whole. If it would be, but I don't have to.
No. You can do that. There's also something else that might be of interest to you.
Okay. Because since Valla and Zev'xo were off talking for like a half a second, that just means that Wallahlah would have gotten even closer to Vandil, because that's how they kind of do. So probably like right by you, like just like looking over, like just like wants to peep. Like,
so Wallahlah, you're
papers.
able to get this information, at least surface level, some of this information. Is there any in particular that you're trying to glean from these, now that I've given the general views of what these are?
Well, since you mentioned like they're not as interested in like the guild so much, but you're mentioning locations that are interesting to them. So Wallahlah would definitely be trying to look for closer information of like why they're doing stuff so close to the burn, what they're doing in the asteroid field. Those sorts of things are much more what they would be looking for. Do you know what I mean? Especially because like the asteroid field is their current fascination.
Yes, totally makes sense. All right, let's go. Let's do a roll here, and we'll get to see what information you'll get.
Okay. Is knowledge okay?
Knowledge is totally
like
okay here.
General knowledge.
General knowledge is fine here.
Complexity?
I'll say it's the complexity 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, the Cababel asteroid belt is known, one, it's very perilous. One part because it's an asteroid belt and there's flying space rocks. But 2, it's also a high contention point for a lot of different groups because of its resources. It's known to have plasma wells, which is a very fought over resource right now, which technically don't belong to anybody because it's a no man's land kind of scenario. Like nobody has specific claims to the asteroid belt. You have also heard that like there might be other metals and other resources here. You do remember some rumors that you've overheard. One, that the Port Pirate Collective likes hanging out here.
That's right.
Which is not good news for the for Marsong to have a pirate group hang out here. and also the Port Pirate Collective is interesting because they believe that, well, they want to open up, try to open, and you've heard of this before, they want to try to open up a portal to another alternate dimension where there is no burn.
Is that related to any of the several different kinds of portals we've found in the past?
You've come across the teleportation stuff,
Right.
that was being developed by Cosma, which was then taken by the Weshover Guild.
And it was specifically, didn't we end up just discovering that it was specifically like quite long distance
Yes.
that they were going for?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we still have that in our undercarriage?
No, you sold
Good.
most of that shit.
Fantastic.
Do we still have the blueprints?
Ooh.
I think we kept something. We didn't want everything to go to one place.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
'cause,
sold,
like, we
you
kept
sold
the-
some stuff off to
Broke it into
the
pieces.
collectorial list.
Yeah.
Valla
And
broke
may
it
have
into
kept the
pieces.
blueprints. Because that was mostly
It's something we would
Wallahlah's
do.
memory.
That's
Yeah.
underrated
Yeah.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine you have a copy of the blueprints.
Okay.
Nice.
He uploaded it
Because
at
you look,
Max.
because you
Good
looked
to
over at them.
know.
Photographic memory, baby.
You also have Cam. So
Yeah. That's right. I don't
have a
need a
literal
photographic memory.
camera
I have
drone.
Cam.
Yeah. So there's that. So you know the Port Pirate Collective there. And you keep looking at the D question mark. Keep looking at the D question mark. Like, now there's no way the Daylight would want to do anything here, would they?
Oh.
That would be weird.
Oh, why is
But-
everybody going over here?
Big yikes.
So that's what you're able to pick up from.
Okay, that makes sense.
But as you're going through and Normatis just kind of stretches upwards and just goes, what do you mean? So there's that. I think that's everything that I gotta give y'all.
Papers so we may exist comfortably on this planet.
But I can't
Valla-
really do anything about that. That's kind of out of my hands.
Oh.
Wasn't that whole thing?
Well,
Oh, he
that's-
started the process. The process
Okay. I was
okay.
about to.
So wait, who has my papers then?
Who has the photos we took? Wallahlah took so many photos with Cam.
I can manage one of
500?
those bureaucratic passport officers. I don't keep much track of those. I just submitted my photos when I needed to, put in my information that I needed to, and then
this will do. I'm gonna put it. The best part of three-piece suits is that there's a huge breast pocket.
It fits a whole dossier.
there's a whole dossier in there.
Gonna put it in my dossier pocket. The whole dossier pocket that in the future three-piece suits have in space.
Amazing.
What is Zev'xo's bug?
What's Zev'xo bug picking up? Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he said
Can I say
Cosma. That was a word that was uttered.
That was uttered.
It was uttered.
Yeah. So you basically so you have your little bug going off, and as you hear the sound of the elevator, and then you hear the sounds of footsteps, and then you hear, sir, I wasn't expecting you. I thought you were out for dinner. Can I help? And then there's this exchange that's going on, very, general proper. He's asking about this quote unquote incident with the upcoming deal with Cosma. And then the other employee, you assume, I wasn't aware there was an issue. But if Mr. Nomad says there is, just give me a moment. Everything seems to be going fine. Just going forward with the branch project here. About there has no complications. And you can hear like the sounds of like drawers being opened and like and all that stuff. It's seemingly like there's no problems here.
No, maybe.
Problem is in this room.
We hadn't discussed what we were going to do about that problem previously, so I don't want to just be like,
I mean,
Yeah,
so
to be
pledged
fair,
themselves.
if you try to kill Narmaz, I think Valla might try to stop you.
well, no, this place is full of glass. Anyone would see. We're not killing him here.
Or ever, maybe.
You can
It's a
definitely
conversation to have.
you can definitely see that there are like other employees on this floor, pretty far away. Like this, you're in his private office, right? Private office right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We'll await Sarge's Albrata unless to go back to the ship, and it will be out of everyone's hair.
Oh, I was actually thinking y'all are how do we say it? Have your hands in a lot of different pots around here? Or
Nope.
tentacles.
Some could say that.
My hands are very free. So.
For strangling.
All of our
For smashing.
hands are free.
Right. Actually, and maybe keep this from your mom, and like, he makes a little. While I was getting all that information, specifically about the asteroids, went to go and take a little look myself, see what was going on, and came across this weird thing. And he leans. He's sitting on his table, so he does that weird lean back and like opening a drawer and like and I would say fumbling, but like he's seems to be pulling it off as he pulls out a pouch of some form. It's I'm not sure what it is. I don't even think it has that much monetary value, quite honestly.
Wallahlah is a scientist.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
I
What
mean,
is it?
that's-
What is it?
that's
What is
what I've
it? I'm
heard.
like gonna come floating over.
Yeah. Well, he's like, all right. He sets it kind of in front of him with his fingers along like the edges, and he starts to open it, and he very specifically, to the rest of you who's not like focused in on this, looks away from it.
Oh, shit.
But as you look inside Wallahlah, you see this bright blue orb. Very similar in shape and size to the sphere that you eventually gave to Olaxis. This one, though, doesn't have the magnetic properties or like the almost like magnetic liquid inside. Rather, this one seems completely opaque. But the sheen of the outside seems to have this opalescent glow. And you swear as he's holding it out to you that you can hear the sound of a chime. Just like the same tone as those musical flowers. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Mysteries upon mysteries.
Mysteries!
as a new omniscient gem has appeared on the scene.
Oh, good. That's good for all of us.
Yeah, no worries. Just
Yeah, we
read
just
our
collect
brains,
them,
control our
obviously.
thoughts. Yeah, it's fine. I thought I was gonna erase our memories, by the way. So I'm
I did too. I thought he was about to Men in Black us.
I really thought he was gonna be like, so do you have the money your mom told me about?
Oh my god.
Thought it was gonna be something that like knocked us all out.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. As soon as you said that, like he looks away.
He
I'm
looks
like,
away.
Oh no!
Oh no!
You have instilled a lot of fear into Wes's players.
Fear.
And I
Fear.
mean, you haven't interacted with this yet.
Oh,
You haven't
yeah.
passed out yet.
You haven't
Yeah.
passed out yet. I'll just
Well,
say
if
that
only
yet.
Wallahlah touches it, then I think we'll be okay. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
carry
we can carry
Wallahlah
them.
pretty easily.
Totally.
Hey, let's go around, say hello to all of our wonderful people. Tell us who they are, where we can find them on the internet, all that good stuff. Let's go in reverse order and start off with B. Hello, B.
Hello, hello. I have been 100,000 bugs in the shape of a wallaby this fine evening, and I realized, Sam, did you choose the name Nebuchadnezzar because of the Matrix or because the literal Pharaoh King?
The literal Pharaoh King.
Okay, I always go to the Matrix first, which is why I was making so
Good.
many ship jokes. And I
Good.
thought to myself, no, that's actually a historical name. It's not from the Matrix.
It's okay. It's very good. I loved it.
Matrix
Okay,
is
good.
great.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, cool. Thank you. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. I am a podcaster, streamer, content creator galore. Most notably, I'm going to be on Hunter's Entertainment this Friday playing the new Altered Carbon. It's a really big book, and I don't know what I'm going to show up as, so you should check it out and be prepared for just a really wonderful face. I'm going to put all my energy into my face and not into the character creation. So look forward to that.
You know what? That's super fair. That's so valid. All right, let's go over to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam, and when I'm not at my day job or right here, I play tabletop RPGs and read tarot. If you're interested in getting a tarot reading from me, you can go to my website, samandamiel.com, click on tarot, and place your schedule your reading right there. It is only when I'm not at my day job right now, but I'm sure we could work something out. That's really it. That's me. Did it in one.
All right, let's go over to Jess. Hello, Jess.
Hi. I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG in pretty much all the places online, on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok now. But mostly come hang out with me over on my Twitch channel where I do a wide variety of video games and TTRPG content. And love to make a cozy, comfy, fun space, playing all sorts of games, highlighting indie stuff, a little bit of everything.
Yay. All right, and Lauren.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter, the salty half of this channel. You can find me here every Wednesday playing Burn Bryte. And on Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, it's our 50th episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Ah! I'm so excited. They're finally going to meet a member of the infamous Carlisle expedition after a year of
Only
play.
took us a year and
Only took
50
us a year
episodes.
to find someone. But it's really exciting. We're in 1920s Shanghai, and they've just been invited at gunpoint to go to a warehouse. It's great. We love it. We're gonna dress up all fancy just for funs. So come check that out on Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Otherwise, check out Missing Annie Lee, our Fear Itself Actual Play podcast in collaboration with Off the Table. We just got the art that was like part of our stretch goal for our fundraiser. Oh my god. I think we're gonna release it on Friday. It's going to our Art Ko-fi supporters first, but then we're gonna release it to the world on Friday. It is the most gorgeous piece of art. I can't believe it. Yeah, but you can check that out on any podcast app. Every Friday we release a new episode, and this Friday marks the beginning of our halfway point. We are halfway through the tale.
It's very spooky.
It's very spooky. Okay, that's it for me, Kienna.
Yeah, I'm Kienna. I was a GM today. You can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. Mostly just here on the channel, though, these days. We've got a couple of cool announcements coming up on the channel. We've got some projects that we're doing. Obviously, the Missing Annie Lee stuff, which is our ongoing and Masks Night last stuff, but we've got some stuff we're planning. So keep an eye out for that, including a special one-shot of something coming up soon with our Emporium team people. So keep an eye out that for beginning of May and all that good stuff. Let's do some channel wrap-up. Again, thank you to our wonderful co-producers, our virtual tabletop of choice, Roll20. We would not be able to do without them. We love them very much. And we appreciate all of their time and support into putting in the show and making it exist. All that good stuff. Thank you to everyone who donated to Code 2040 and to those of you who shared our tweets and all that stuff. Really helpful for getting the words out about the show and all that good stuff. If you haven't missed an episode or want to rewatch one, we've got VODs, and our VODs go up on our YouTube channel and on Roll20's YouTube channel. So go check out both channels. We both put out awesome stuff, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And leave comments if you're a YouTuber. And hello, we'd love to hear what you have to say about what's going on, because it's crazy, it's wild. So, yeah. Of course, please follow us over on Twitter at SaltSweetGames to figure out when we're going live, whether that's with our regular shows or whether with impromptu streams of one-shots or video games, all that good stuff, and for announcements for cool stuff that's coming up. And also for our weekly faction polls, which we have a lock. So we usually put that out a couple days before the show so that you can help influence what to do, aka help me figure out which people to focus on, because there's so many friends, there's so many NPCs and factions, and they all want to do something, so super fun and all that good stuff. All right, I said all that good stuff a bunch because this is a great show with wonderful people and with a wonderful chat and everyone who's watching sports, so thank you very much. Yeah, we're gonna go and end for today, but we'll be back next week for another episode as we figure out what exactly is this weird orb, what does it do, and what are they gonna do with this information as I lore dump as we head into the midway point of our season.
Woo, alrighty, wave bye everybody. Goodbye.